Hello, morning, morning, morning. Morning. So today we're gonna be looking at GJ. So firstly, I told you guys when I come to the chart, the first thing I do, I go to the Forex Factory News and check what we have today. So today we have a lot of files for GJ. So there's a lot of news for GJ. So we need to be really careful while trading. If you go here, we have a lot of news at 1 a.m. Euro and the GPP. So we need to really be careful. We have so many files. So just stay tuned. But for now, let's go back to the chat and see what's playing out. If you guys can remember, for those who were checking the news today, we had this news that China and the United States cut off their deal. There was no deal anymore. So we had this liquidity grab. We had this drop on the GPP, and later again, after a few minutes, they said that was a false news. So price went back to its normal direction. So you see how the news can like affect the market. So you really need to be careful, right? You really need to be careful. So so today, like I said, when it comes to the chart, see what's happening. So firstly, I'm gonna go to the daily chart and see what's happening. Price was rallying all the way up, but right now we're flipping almost bearish. Went up and now we're rejecting this level. There's the daily candle, and we're rejecting this level and kind of coming back down. But let's see what's actually happening. Daily is on the doji candle. Daily is on a doji candle, and the 4 hours still were bullish though. The 4 hour is strong. It's a strong bearish candle. The daily is bullish, but we're rejecting that level, so we're kind of heading down. The 4 hours is bearish. The the hourly, we're kind of creating support over here, but not yet confirmed. We're kind of creating support over here, but we're bearish. The previous hourly candle was bearish, and we broke the low of the previous hourly candle. So are we going to be having a push down to fill this wick that was created here, or we're just creating support to push back up? So we'll see in a bit. Hourly is bearish, bullish at the moment, but let's see what happens. So on the 30 minutes, we broke the low of the previous 30 minutes. So let's see what actually happens in the market. We might be creating support to push back up because we've been pushing up since yesterday. We've been pushing up. So let's see how today actually plays out. So let's see. We created a high, Asian high, and right now we just created the Asian. This was the Asian low, but right now we're kind of creating a support. The new 15 minutes just opened, so right now we're kind of bullish. Give me a sec. Let me just put something out. What's up, man? What's up? Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to pop out chat. Oh, there. So are we trying to create support to push back up? I guess so. But let's see what actually happens. Kind of creating support here, but this is the first 8 minutes of the. This is the first 15 minutes of the 30 minutes candle. So you want to wait for the next 15 to see what actually plays out. The next 15. I'm actually after the 15 because if we're creating support, you want to go for buys on the next 15. On the next, if we're going for buys, we want to go for the next candle after this bullish candle. You want to see some sort of confirmations before taking buys, right? So right now we broke the previous low, and we broke the previous low, and we're kind of heading up. I think we're doing a retest. We never know yet, so we have a lot of news. So you just need to anticipate the move and before you take trades. Mark out your areas, your region, and yeah, we broke the low already. So let's see what actually happens. Are we going to be heading down? Or are we going to be heading up? Because on the hourly, I think we're just going to fill this week that was created this week. This this liquidity grab, I think we're just going to fill that. But you never know. What's up? If we're creating support, I want to wait for some sort of bullish candle formed and taking an entry, an impulse entry on the next candle, breaking this high. Or if you want to take an aggressive trade, once this high is broken, you want to take a buy above this level, then stop loss. Your previous candle should be your stop loss, then head back to the resistance or the how many pips is this from here? We haven't broken the high yet, but if we break the high, yeah, it's like a 20 pip move. So you want to wait for some sort of while left for me, we're going with heading up, so I think we have to do some sort of retest at some point to push back up, I guess so. So, but you need to wait. We have a lot of news that's going to move the market today, so you really need to be careful. At in 2 hours, I guess, in 2 hours. So we haven't broken the high of this candle, but we broke the low. So I want to see what the next 15 minutes does. Are we going to break this low to head down, or are we going to break this high, this current high, to push back up? You need to anticipate those moves before they happen. You really need to be careful. It's Tuesday. I would say the trading days actually start from Tuesday. Tuesday is actually really, really sketchy, so you really need to be careful. So, what news do we have today? If I go to Forex Factory, we have the manufacturing PMI, we have the flash service PMI. We have some good news that's going to move market today, so you really need to be careful. We have for euros, we have for GBP, so don't rush. Just wait for confirmations before taking trade. That's the only way to go about this, because I think the market today is going to move sideways. Like we're going to have movement and corrections because of the news. But most times when there's news, there's always corrections. Like this actually played something the Asian session. There was a news saying the United States and China had no deal anymore, and there was a news 5 minutes after that that was a fake news. There was nothing like that, and price just rode all the way back up. So you just need to wait for confirmations and take trades. Never rush the market. Let's see what happens. Like I said, every time on the chart, if we're gonna go up, we're just gonna be creating higher highs and higher lows, or if we're going down, we're just gonna be creating lower lows and lower highs. Right now, we broke the low of the previous 15 minutes low. Same for the 30. On the higher time frame, which I normally use, the hourly broke the low of the previous hour. Broke the low the previous hour. So let's see what happens. The hour still has 48 minutes, so that's not yet confirmed. The 30, we have about 18 minutes to go. So let's see what happens. So you wait. If you have any pay you want us to look at, just drop it in the chat box and we'll take a good look at it. So we have 2 minutes left on the first 15. I'm after the second 15 minutes of the 30 minutes candle. So pushing bullish. So I want to see what happens. An aggressive buy. If this breaks the high of this candle, is going to be entry over here, then stop loss below to push back to resistance. Check the 30 minutes resistance. Push back to this level. Push back to resistance. But right now, before I take buys, I want to see a bullish candle closing on the 30 minutes. Actually, then the next 30 minutes, I want to see the break of this high. So, but right now we broke the low, so we might be heading down, and this next 15 minutes can just shoot all the way down. You never know. So that's how you wait for confirmations before taking trades. We might be heading down or heading up. You never know. So you wait. You just wait and see. Uh, we're kind of heading up. So let's see. The 15 minutes is a weak time frame for confirmation, so you need to be really careful. 15 minutes. I'm after this next 15 minutes. Oh yeah, so we just broke the high of the previous. So an aggressive trade. I want to see what the next 15 minutes does actually. I want to see what happens. Next 15, let's see what happens in the next 15. Are we going to be pushing up or are we going to be pushing down? Let's see. Let's see. So I'm after the next 15, which just opened. So let's see what happens. Are we going to break the high? If we break the highs, entry over here and stop loss below. which I think we are doing. We haven't done that yet, but I think we might be doing that. So let's see. I'm not giving signals. I'm just telling you what I think is gonna happen. It's not a signal like a live or signal. I'll tell you what I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna take my trade. So it's optional if you want to take the trade or not. It's not like it's a signal live stream. I don't do signal live stream. Don't. I I take trade and I tell you why I'm taking this trade. So it's optional if you want to copy my trade or not. I don't give signal. I tell you what's gonna happen. So it's optional. You just need to see what plays out, and if you're going for it, go for it. If you're not, yeah. But I'm gonna explain why. So right now we just close. We just kind of bait support. So we're gonna be pushing back up. If we're gonna be pushing back up, we want to break off this high to push back up to resistance back. But right now the 30 minutes is just opening, and we're just kind of pushing all the way down. Are we gonna be rejecting that level? I normally use the I normally use the 30 minutes as a strong confirmation if we're actually going up. Like, I want to see this closing bullish, a strong bullish, but let's see. Let's see the hourly. The hourly we see have 15, 43 minutes, but let's see what this candle does. Are we gonna break the low to keep pushing down? Because this candle just was it's just a write-off for me because it broke both highs and low, and that's the first 15. I'm after the second, so right now this should be your best confirmation. If this breaks the low, I think we're gonna be heading down because I mark out my target before I take trade. So target for the top side and target for the bottom side. So right now we're just anticipating the move. Your bias can change. You can have buys right now, then in a few minutes, what the market presents to you, you don't see confirmations for buy. You just have to switch bias. You don't have to go with a buy again when you're seeing selling confirmation. Always not that. So you want to see what actually happens. You want to see how this candle plays out. Can it be with just in the hourly? Because the hourly we've been going bullish, we've been bullish, bullish, bullish. So now we're kind of heading down. Are we just kind of creating support to push back up? Kind of creating support over here to push back up. You never know. So you wait for confirmation. Morning, morning. So let's see what this 15 actually plays. Are we gonna break this previous high? Stop loss below this level, entry over here to push up, or we're gonna come down, entry over here, stop loss below here to push down. So you need to anticipate. But right now I think we're kind of creating support, but I want to see what this candle does. Where we're gonna break, because the 30 minutes still it's still bullish though. It's still bullish. So you want to see what happens. Yeah, so you have any question, just drop it on the chat box. We'll take a good look at it. Thank you for tuning in. We have lots of news today, so the market might move a little bit crappy before the actual move happens, but you need to really be careful. So, like I said, if you're taking a trade, you want to see a break of the previous high. So anticipate those moves. When we break, you can take your trade back to resistance. Stop loss below previous candle. Anticipate those moves. Like I said, you just wait and see what happens. Like right now, we're having kind of momentum to the top side, so you need to be careful. Like me, I'm just anticipating this trade. Once we break this high, I think I'm gonna go for a buy. Stop loss below previous candle, then right to resistance. Let's see what happens. We're almost breaking it, so let's see what happens. Anticipate the move. We haven't broken it yet, so be careful. We have lots of news today. Always go to the Forex factory to check what's happening. Are we kind of creating support over here? Maybe. Are we breaking the high? So I think we haven't partially broke it. So if I see a break of this candle, I'm gonna take a buy to the top side, but we haven't broken it yet. So you need to be careful. We partially broke it, so I think we're gonna be having a push to the top side. So I think we might be having if we do break it, well, I think we're gonna break it. So let's see. That's the next 30 minutes. Let's see. So right now we just broke it. I just got into the trade. So stop loss below previous candle, heading back to resistance. So let's see how it rides. The 30 minutes is not closed yet, but we just broke the previous high of this candle, so I think we should be having a push up. So let's see how it plays out. Let's see what plays out. Uh, so, like I said, who was looking at this, when you saw this, you need to really pay attention when you saw the breaking of this high and then the previous candle. This was supposed to be your entry stop loss below this level and keep anticipating trade to go back to the resistance. So, let's see what happens. We haven't had a close yet of the candle, but let's see what plays out. Yeah, but like, yeah, it's good to wait for candles to close, but this is the previous 30 minutes. This is sorry, this is the new 15 minutes. I told you I usually wait for the next. There are two 15 minutes in a 30, right? This is an aggressive entry. Normally, I normally wait. There are two things that I just took an aggressive entry because this is a new 15 minutes. The other 15 minutes, there are two. This is the first one. It was a bullish candle, kind of created support. If we're going to go up or down, if we're going up, we're just going to be creating higher highs. If we're going down, we're just going to be creating lower lows. This previous one, the new one, the current 15 minutes of the 30 minutes, that's the 30. It's closing in 5 minutes and it's bullish. It broke the high of the previous 15 minutes. If you could, you can see this. It broke the high of the previous 15 minutes. So I said that right now, if you were listening took an aggressive entry to push price back to resistance. So let's see how it plays out actually. So I expect price to push up or price can just push down. You never know. So you need to be really careful because there's a lot of news today. Market might be really slow. You really need to be careful. It's good to wait. I just took an aggressive entry. So I took an aggressive entry. Oh yeah, you can take trades on the next 15, but you need to be looking for your stop loss, like having a low risk. Yeah, you can take trade on the next if it breaks the high of this one. But yeah, I already entered early, so yeah, you can take in the next entry and the next open of the next 15. You can. So right now, while this is pushing up, I'm just going to be reducing my risk. If this candle closes, I'm just going to reduce my risk, put my stop loss at the low of the previous candle. I expect price to push up, but if not, if it closes and goes sideways, yeah, I think there's a lot of news. That's why it's good to wait for like candles to close. But we're still bullish though on the 30, in the hourly, the higher time frame. We're kind of still bullish. So we're still bullish. We have 33 minutes. So let's see what actually happens. I would gathering liquidity to push back down because we have a lot of news. Maybe you never know. So let's see what happens. This candle closes in 2 minutes. But we broke the high. So let's see what actually happens. Yeah, we have two 15 minutes and a 30. Yeah, you can take, yeah, the next, yeah, the other 15 minutes of the 30, not the first one. The first one can just be a write off, like what this one did. This was the first one. It broke the high of this previous one and it broke the low. So I'm expecting the second one shows you the main direction, not the first one. This can be a fake out. Yeah, market structure. Yeah, our Forex. So that looks bearish. Yeah, but right now we're kind of rejecting. We look bearish, but we're kind of rejecting this level to. We're kind of pushing back up. So you really need to look what is actually happening. If you look, we have wicks to the bottom. This is a rejection, like this one. We saw this wick. It's like a rejection. Now we saw this like a rejection. You need to see this thing. Yeah, it look the market structure right now. But if you look on the overall trend, we're bullish. So on the hourly, you can see, oh, are we trying to just kind of create support to push back up like what we've been doing? Go up, create support, push back up, create resistance, push support, create go back resistance, now create support to push back up. You never know, so you have to actually anticipate some moves and let's see how it plays out. So right now, closing 59 seconds and we close it bullish on the 30 minutes. Closing bullish in 30 minutes. So if the next 30 minutes breaks the high of this candle, I'm more convinced that we're going to be pushing back up. So let's see how it plays out. Or are we just going to be heading back down? You never know. So 5 seconds, it closes. So let's see what the next candle does. Are we going to push down? Are we going to push up? Let's see what happens. I want to see this actually breaking the high of this candle to be more convinced. So let's see what actually happens. You want to see a break of this previous high if we're going to be pushing up. Yeah, I consider risk to reward. Like, yeah, so right now this was my risk, my previous risk. So right now I'm just gonna move it to the next 15 that just closed. So if we're going up, I expect price to keep on making higher highs and higher lows. So I just keep on reducing my risk while we are pushing up, so I don't lose more money. I can't just leave this, and yeah, the more you go, I consider risk to reward. I consider the risk to reward ratio before taking a trade, but yeah, we haven't broken the high of this candle, so let's see what happens. This should, the more I go up, the more I reduce my risk and stuff. So if it closes way out, yeah, fine. I'm gonna find another entry because the 30 minutes, the previous 30 minutes actually was a strong bullish candle. So I expect price to keep pushing up, but let's see how it plays. If we break this previous candle, I'm convinced we're going to be pushing up. We're almost breaking it, so we just broke it. So I expect price to push all the way back to resistance, as said, like what it's doing. For those of you who was in the live stream early enough, you would have taken this nice trade. This was like, well, I think we're going to be pushing up. We just broke the high, the previous, yeah. So let's see what actually happens. Yeah, I move my stop loss at the close of every 15 minutes candle. I just move my stop loss to reduce my risk. Before I entered on this candle, this was my previous stop loss. So now we created another high. So I just move my risk. So in case trade goes sideways, your risk is you've reduced your risk because you're anticipating for pushing up, you're just making higher highs and higher lows, not lower lows, right? I move my stop loss. I don't just leave my stop loss. This was my previous stop loss. This one, this candle, but I just move it. Once the new candle forms, I just move it. I just keep updating my stop loss, reducing my risk till I'm risk free and just let the trade just run, if that makes sense. So you see how it's just playing really nicely. So let's see what actually happens. This was a nice call. Yep, this was a nice call. So let's see what happens. So I'm expecting price to go back all the way to resistance. So let's see what actually happens. I don't expect price to come back to this low, so come back to this level. So I'm gonna just make this trade risk free soon. In a few minutes, I'm just gonna make this trade risk free and just let it run, if that makes sense. So you see, I was pushing all the way up for who actually was on the live stream when I actually said this. You see what's actually happening? You don't need to rush. Just let it play. You have any question, just put it in the chat box below, then we'll take a good look at it. Let's see how it works. We have a lot of news. You need to be careful about that still, so you don't make mistakes, right? We have lots of news. Lots of news, so you need to be careful. You have lots and lots of news, so You need to be careful. Are we going to be pushing to the top side or the bottom side? But I think to the top side because we just. Because anytime I take in trade, I go to the lower time frame to see what's actually happening. That's one thing you guys should learn how to do. Go to the lower time frame to actually see what's actually happening. So we're rejecting this level. Are we trying to head down? Are we trying to head up? Let's see what happens. Because of this level, this should be your first take profit because of this level of support. So really careful. We're kind of rejecting that level. But let's see on the 5 minutes is no, it hasn't broken the high yet. So let's actually see what happens. You saw the 4 hours. Someone actually said, or if you look at the 4 hours the previous time, like if you see the 4 hours just kind of flipping bullish, so you need to really be careful. It might be pushing down, might be pushing up, but it's kind of flipping bullish now to the top side. If someone just said on the chat box that the 4 hour looks, yeah, it looks bearish, but now it kind of you have to actually look at what's actually happening right now, not what's happened before. Look at what's happening right now. Then you anticipate your trade. You get me? Look at the now, what you can find for the now, then take your trade, anticipate trade, and yeah, you go with that. So we're kind of flipping bullish. Are we gonna go back and fill this week the top side, or are we gonna head back down? Because the 5 minutes is kind of flipping bearish. Like there's no top wick at the top, but I'm expecting price to ride all the way to the top. So let's say this is my stop loss. Oh, this is not. So we see the 15 minutes. The 15 minutes closes in 6 minutes. So let's see, the 5 minutes hasn't closed yet. Are we rejecting, trying to grab liquidity to just push back down? You never know. Always anticipate your trades. Are we pushing down? Are we pushing up? The 5 minutes about closing, I was kind of closing bearish. So, but let's see what happens. I want this to flip. I think we're gonna flip back to bullish candle, but it's closing 1 minute. I want to see what actually happened. It first 15 minutes. The next, yeah, hopefully, like yeah, definitely. Because the higher time frame right now, because why I said that the higher time frame, like the hourly, you see, we just flip bullish. The hourly created support and it created support, heavy support over here. Like I said, created resistance and created support, and now we're pushing back up, kind of pushing back up. So like this is strong bullish candle and closes in 20 minutes. The London opens in about 20 minutes, so we might be having a push to the top side. That 5 minutes I just checked, just what did it do? It just, I think it flipped bullish from seconds ago. So I think this should flip bullish and we should keep pushing up. Because I checked my lower time frame and see what's happening. So we just broke the previous high. So I think we should be heading up for those who took the trade. Now, yeah, so we have new support firm. So yeah, new support firm. So right now, in the close of this 5 minutes, I'm just gonna make this trade risk free. So you see how we're pushing back up. If you had, if you guys hopped on the live stream, that's why it's good to turn on notifications. Some of these moves happen really early. So let's see what it actually play. This is the first 15. We still have 19 minutes on the second 15. So, but we're pushing. So the top side, I think we're gonna have some reaction over here. You never know. So let's see. The London opens in about 19 minutes. So thank you, thank you. There's so much more to learn. So let's go. So right now at this stage, I just made my trade risk free. I just updated my stop loss. So right now I'm risk free. I'm not risking anything. I'm risk free right now in the trade. So we just let it run and see what happens. So this strong level, I think we're gonna react on this level. Let's see. So right now I just closed 80% of my position, or with my magic keys, 80% of my position. I just close 80% and I'm on break even, then let the remaining 20% just run. I think we're gonna head back to resistance. So let's see. Oh, the stop loss on the 5 minute. Yeah, it's good though, but I don't really like the 5 minute. This is a weak confirmation. Even this can be a fake out. It can just flip back up. So I really like this. That's why I just closed 80% of my position. I'm risk free. If the remaining 20% goes back and go back to my entry, yeah, good. I already secured 80% of my profit, so I'm good. This 15 minutes closes in 1 minute, 2 minutes actually. So if you mind you, we haven't broken the low yet though, so you need to be really careful. We're just making higher highs and higher highs. This can just flip back up, so you need to really check and be careful, right? So let's see the 30 minutes, the hourly. The hourly is closing very strong bullish candle. We just created a support, so I think we're just gonna ride all the way back to feel this top, this cover, this level, feel this level this week, feel this level. But I know the news is gonna have some impact. We're gonna have some drought to the downside and to the top side. So, but the news is like in an hour, 30 minutes, not in an hour. So who's on the trade can just start securing profits and just let your runner run. So what happens? This closing in 39 minutes. If this breaks the high, good. We're gonna just test the resistance. Then from there, because this level was a strong level on the Asian session. This was the Asian high. Well, there were lots of rejections. So like this, we might have a problem. Yeah, I think price has to go. Well, I told you in the previous video, if you watch the previous recap of previous videos, if we create resistance, we got we need to create support, and there's always a high chance price needs to go retest the resistance, which I think that's what price is gonna do. But one thing you need to be comfortable if you have a daily goal, you need to be comfortable with what you your you need to be comfortable with the your daily plan. Like you need to set, oh, I'm gonna make this amount of profit this day, and if you get to that goal, just yeah, good for you. If you don't, fine. There's always tomorrow. Learn to know when to secure profit. Like my secure profit, it's gonna ride up, but I'm gonna really wait for you see. It's just pushing up. The 5 minutes was just a weak confirmation. I told you guys the 5 minutes is a very, very weak confirmation. You can head down and just push back up. So I will push it all the way to the resistance. So the previous 15 just broke the high of the previous 15, like you've seen. So I think we should momentum should just keep pushing it up because we're gonna have the London Open in 15 minutes. So let's see. The London Open in about 13 minutes. So I think there's gonna be strong momentum to the top side or to the downside. I think when we get to this level, we might have a little bit of reaction because of this. So anyone looking for buys after now, even get here, you want to see a break of this candle above here. So above this level, this was this level. Above this, let's say this level. You want to look for buys above that level. You want to see a candle closing above that level or above this. Yeah. You can set buy stop over here if you want. So let's see what happens. So are we going to be pushing to the downside? You need to be really careful. We're having some reactions over here, so let's see. As you keep going, keep updating your stop loss and be risk free. So right now you just move it and profit. And we're pushing. Yeah, right now risk free, yeah. I already closed 80% of the position, so it's just 20 running right now. I think we're just gonna hit that level then, yeah. Who took this trade? Good for you. You see the 4 hours, so that's why I say you always need to be looking at, yeah, I want a bearish, but what if we're pushing back up right now? Never know. Someone said the 4 hour looks bearish, so you're thinking, put my head down. You need to be looking at what's actually happening here right now. This should be your focus. Every trade, every time frame you go to, hourly, 1 hour, 4 hours, this should be your focus. What's happening right now, not what has happened. What has happened has happened. What's happening right now, this should be your focus. If that makes sense. Hourly was strong bullish. I expect the London opens in 9 minutes. I think there's gonna be a push to the top side because this is strong bullish candle pushing actually. So did we break the previous 30? Yes, we did. And we have 9 minutes. come back to this resistance here or this level, probably. Or are we gonna be heading down? Like what just happened? Yeah, price action, strictly price action, strictly price action. There are different ways to trade though, but you need to find what works for you. You need to find out what works for you. But I don't really see. I'm not a big fan of the indicators and stuff like that. It works for people. Yeah, it gives confirmation, but indicators are made by people like me and you. So I don't think that's gonna. They can't make indicators to tell you what the direction of where price is gonna go and what the market is gonna do. I don't think that's what indicators are made for. No, I think everyone has their own strategy, right? So find what works for you and go with it. We just have a little reaction because of this level. If you look to the left, this level is a strong level. This level, I'll just mark that out. This level is a strong. This price is kind of reacted to this level. If you can see, so is it that we're gonna be? We might be having? Yeah, Roger Banks, that guy. Like, yeah, Roger Banks, like, that guy. I learned so much from him too. Shout out to Roger Banks. But yeah, price action is I think is the real deal. Smart money. Are we rejecting this level? What which is playing on this level? Yeah, indicators can just mislead you. It can happen. So right now I just closed my full position. Why? Because of this. I think when the market opens in like 6 minutes, we might have a push down. I think I just closed my full position. If I have a push down, why I said that? Because of this. If I have a push down or push up, but why I said that? Because of look at this level, then look at this level, then look at this level, then now we created another mini level now. We did not break the high of this one. So you never know, we might just push down or push up. Let's go to the 15 minutes. If it's same thing, I think it's same thing too. Look at this level, then look at this, then look at this, then now we're printing this. So my reject and just push once. Yeah, good. 15, 20 pips, it's something. Applying out your lot sizes, then once you see the trade, just go for it. Sometimes we get this opportunity, but we don't just take it, right? I think we might have a push down because of this level. We're just creating lows, lows, lows. But for now, we secured profit, secured profit. Price can just turn around against you and just, well, you never know. 15 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips. If you see it, go for it. Most times we see this opportunity, but to take this trade, that's when emotions comes in and just like, should I take this trade? What if I lose money? And what if I, once you start thinking like that, you're never going to be profitable. Once you see the trade, it sets up for you, go for it. Or you stop, oh, nice. Let's see what the previous 15, the 5 minutes did. I don't really like using five because there's a weak confirmation. Price can just wick all the way down to push back up. You never know. So you never know. But I think we might be having a push to the downside. I think. Oh, we just broke the previous, so good. That means the London push, we open in 4 minutes. We're just gonna price is just gonna push all the way to this level. Then let's see what happens. Or are we gonna push down? You never know. The 30 minutes, we're still bullish on the 30 minutes hourly. We're strong bullish with pushing. So once you see momentum like this, and when the London just opens, so what do you expect? Once you see momentum like this, you just need to just, yeah, 15 and 30 are good time frame for scalping. 15, 30, then hourly and the 4 hours and the daily just shows you direction of if we're bullish, then if you were bullish on the hourly or the 4 hours, then you go to the smaller time frame to go get your trade. If it's bullish, then you okay. Right now, if the 4 hours or daily is bullish, okay, you go to the hourly and 30 minutes. Okay, we've created support or created resistance. The higher time frame is bullish, so right now I'm looking for buys. So how do I take buys? I need to wait for this set of confirmation, like how I said on the well, we're on the 15 minutes when I took my previous entry for this one. We closed bullish. This was the first 15. Then the next 15 broke the high of this. This was my entry, anticipating price to push up, which it did. Yeah, we might have a push to the top side, but one thing I'm just like really concerned about, I'm concerned about this level, this lows we're just creating. I think this might come back and close bearish. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. It might happen, it might not happen, but let's see what happens. That's why I love the fact that you're moving your stop loss like you're in profit right now. So even though the trade goes not your way, you secured something. That's a good way than just leaving your stop loss. Like just say for instance, I left my like let's say something. Although I don't know what's wrong right now. Can't get to draw that out, but let's say I didn't reduce my risk. Right now I would have been a profit, but it's good to always reduce risk. It's always necessary to secure profit. There's this feeling where you secure profit. You get this, even though it's nothing, gradually you build something, but you start from somewhere. Like I said, I think we're just gonna reject this level. We might have a push down in the London session. We might. I'm not. We might have a push down in the London session. So let's see. It opens in about 2 minutes. In a minute. So let's see what happens. After the next 15. I want to see how the next this 15 closes. Are we gonna come back to this? Okay, we're bullish though. So let's see what the London does. Are we gonna push down or push to the top side? Let's see. So it opens in 17 seconds. Yeah, I use yeah, M15. Yeah, M15 or M30. 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Yeah. Are we gonna be having a push to the bottom side or to the top side? Let's see what happens. The London just opened, so like I said, I think we're gonna be having a push to the bottom side. Not too sure. Let's see what happens. So let's see what happens. Like I said, I was expecting the push to the bottom side, so let's see what actually happens. Because of this, I kind of explained why I wasn't. I kind of explained why because of this, and this. We did not break above this previous resistance, so it's just like a 50-50 thing. It wasn't like 100% sure thing, but I just felt like I would broke the law of the previous. So let's see what actually happens. Let's see what happens. That's why it's good to secure profits. Always very, 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 very necessary. What gave me, I told you guys why I think we're going to be having a push to the downside on the London Open. So it wasn't like a certain thing, but I just felt like that was going to happen. So we might be heading back up, but let's see what happens. Right now, we're currently bearish. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Usually, I use M15 and M30, so that means are we going to be heading to the downside? Let's see. Let's see what happens. Because we've been bullish all the way, we just created what? We just created support on the hourly, so I think we should be flicking back up. You never know. So we're flipping. So the flipping 15 minutes just about flipping back up. So well, we broke the low. I think this was just the to grab liquidity to push back up. So yeah, let's see what happens. just wait for the next opportunity. So I think we might be a push to the downside, not setting yet. So or to the top side. I think this might be a liquidity grab. Just grab for the volume for the open. Just push up. So never know. Um, or yeah. So let's see how it plays out. Flipping. We haven't broken the high yet, so the first 15 minutes is usually a write-off. But that will break it. I think that was just liquidity grab to push up. Let's see what happens. Having a question, just drop it. For those who took the live trade, I appreciate the like on the like button. Yeah, there's a strong resistance, so I really need to be really careful about this level. Like you see, we haven't broken the high of this candle yet. So we might be going up or going down. You never know. But there's a strong level. This was the Asian high, and we rejected this level so many times. This was like for like an hour, we rejected this place. We tried tapping, came back, tried tapping. We did not break it, then we headed back down. So let's see, are we gonna push this all the way to the top, or you can see this hasn't broken the high, but this one broke the low already of the previous 15. So let's see. I kind of saw this though, that we might be having something like this, but I think we might be having a push to the downside, probably. I think we might be pushing down. Hourly looks bullish, so hourly is flipping bearish. We haven't broken the previous hourly high, so the first 15 minutes about closing 2 minutes, so need to be really careful about these key levels. So I think market is just doing its thing. I think because of the news we have today, so we might not really have a big move to the push. So need to be really careful. No over leveraging, not too much risking. Just I think we're gonna push down. That's what I think. So wait and see what actually happens. We're rejecting the top and the bottom side, but we'll be having solid momentum to the top side. So are we just creating support to just push down to cover this gap? You never know. Or we're pushing up. I use the 15 minutes to the 5. The first 15 minutes about closes, so let's see how the second 15 minutes closes. If it closes bearish, I think, or if it closes bullish, yeah, it's just gonna ride to this level. I'm not comfortable taking buys till after this level again, after this, if it breaks the high of this. Well, if it closes bearish, I think it's like it's closing 14 seconds, and I think we're gonna close bullish. So I'm only comfortable for buys above this level. So yeah, I just pushed all the way up, so good. Wow. This was the initial target, but we just broke it. So pushing up. So we have the push to the top side. That we just broke the previous resistance. I think it hasn't broken, but yeah, this was the level I was talking about. I'm comfortable for buys above this level, this line I just put here, which we are breaking. So yeah, good for everyone who was in the buys. It was explained and why we're taking that. So yeah, just broke that level. So I think we should have a weak fill to the side then. See how it plays. You just let price do its thing. We just broke out, so we're gonna create support to keep pushing up. Yeah, this level is a strong level in the market, but I think the momentum from the hourly is just gonna just push price up. So, like I said, one thing to take good note of, those first 15 minutes can be a write-off because it broke the low. So I don't really care about the first 15. I'm about after the second one. But yeah, it just went right the roof. Yep. For everyone that took the live trade I called on, happy you guys took the trade. And one thing you guys should know, always secure profit. There's nothing like securing profit for yourself. Be comfortable with what you get and just there's always tomorrow, there's always another setup. And yeah, you can always take it from there. Price is really reacting to this level. But there's momentum to just take price all the way up, so you need to really watch out. So price just broke out, so I think we're heading up. Yeah, you missed it. We had some nice calls. That's why you need to be on the live stream early to just let's mark out those ideas and you take it while you see it. Yeah, who secured profit, secured profit. Thanks for everyone who showed up early. Yeah, and there was another opportunity which was also here, which you would have taken still. Another opportunity, you want to sell price closing above to take another entry up, but I think we just broke resistance. We need to form some sort of support to push up. Something like price falling back to this level. Price falling back to this level, this level, and the market falling back to this level to take potential buys again up. Or price can just rally all the way to the top. That's GJ for you. You can do that. Yeah, the next 15 minutes. Hopefully this. So right now, this is different now. Why I said it's different. Right now, we just broke out from resistance. So right now, we're just living a new level. We just probably just got to a new level, which was trying to break. So you don't want to just jump on top. You want to see some sort of confirmation. That's why there are two things that can happen. Yeah, a break. You can see a break, or you can see support being formed to push back up. Sometimes it does one of them. You just need to anticipate and see if you want to go for the break of the next 15. What's your stop loss? Look at the high it already created. You already created like a 20 pip stop loss because this is going to be your stop. 22 pip stop loss. Then what's your reward? Yeah, your reward is about let's say 30. It's not bad, but like we have some obstacles over here. So you want to see price trying to create support to push back up, which I think price is going to come back and close inside to create support to push up. So you need to wait. if that makes sense. GVP. We have news coming in like 45 minutes, I guess. Well, yeah, I don't really know how it's gonna impact the market for sure. So you want to be really be careful. 12:30. Yeah, patience plays a good role in trading. You need to be patient. Like you see how we went up and now we kind of this level is a strong level. That's why I mark out all these levels before I actually check. Okay, what's actually happening? Who took the trade from here all the way to the top? You would have made some nice profit. For those who was in the live stream early, I moved my stop loss accordingly. If you had like if you entered early, you would have made some nice profit. But that was a nice trade for those who took it. Now we're closing back and this level. We haven't broken the level yet. You see this? Most people, you see that momentum. Most people just gonna jump in. Oh, it's heading up. Let's just jump in the train and yeah, it's just gonna just kick you and just gonna turn the bus. That's what just happened. That's what's happening right now. In 6 minutes, it's closing back in the range. I think this was a heavy liquidity grab. I think we're coming back down to close bearish. I don't know yet. Like, let's see what actually happens, but I'm not sure. You see this? Exactly as said, this was just for the news. Just grab liquidity. I think we're gonna be pushing to the downside. I was I wasn't too sure, but I just felt that was what was gonna happen. Patience plays a good role. Never jump on the train. Don't jump on the moving bus. Never do that. I'll be right back. Just let's price those things. Let me just leave it on the 15 minutes and let's see how it's heading down. But I'll be right back. low. So as you can see, we're closing in a minute, and we're not closing above this previous level. So let's see what happens. Well, we're gonna close. Let's see. So we had a winning trade. I'll just update it on the. You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. You are welcome. Uh, how many pips did we just get? Uh, this was my entry. Back to resistance. That was about 28 pips. This was the trade called. 20 pips. Like I said, the once price breaks above, which it did right now, you wanna see price just form support to push back up. Never just jump on a moving trend. You're gonna get yourself killed. Never do that. Risky. Or as a new candle of the 30 minutes, you might be having a push back up, or ideally, I want to wait for support to be created to push up or a break of this high. Always get your levels marked out before taking trades. It helps a lot. So, like I said, you just wait for support to be created. I think we're just gonna come back to this level, create support or even down. But you want to see some sort of support to take back your buys. You don't want to take buys when you're seeing a bearish candle. That is not good. Not good at all. We are 28 pips day, so good for everyone who caught this. I would appreciate a like on the like button. Just like, subscribe, and share. I do this every day, Monday to Friday. I'll see you guys here every day. Just show up early. Turn on the notification to just know when I'm live. Sometimes these moves happen early, so you don't really have to like wait. Just let's plan this idea and just go with it. Yeah. Now we're flipping bullish, but let's see what happens. I might be pushing to the top side. Before you taking trade, like I said, you guys always want to know your risk. Know your what you're gonna be risking for that trade before taking the trade. Know your risk to reward. This trade we took earlier on, the risk was really really nice. And now look at the reward, beautiful. Everything played out so beautiful. So we're flipping bullish still, but I'm after the next 15 though, so need to be really careful. But I think we're pushing to the top side. Be careful about the news coming out soon. I don't really trade news. I really got my daily goal, so it's really up to you. Have a goal. Let the plan set up, then you take your trade. Never jump in a moving train. That's risky. Very, very risky. Let's do something. 5 minutes. They will break the previous low. I don't like this. I don't like this level at all. At all. I don't like it. So you need to wait, clear confirmations, take trade, never just jump on a trend. Doesn't help. Like I said, you want to wait for price to form support to take the buys back up. I do this every day, Monday to Friday. So officially the week just opened. Ideally, trading Sundays, Mondays and Sundays, I don't really like that. Ideally, the market really sets up from Tuesdays to Thursday or Friday actually. For Mondays and Sundays, you really need to be careful so you don't. That's the beginning of the week, so they have to reset everything and just let it go. I think Tuesday everything is balanced. If you're gonna be taking trade, then good for you. You see one thing why I said I don't like the 5 minutes time frame because this is weak confirmation. We broke the high, we broke the low, we broke the low again, now we're breaking the high. I don't really like that. So you need to be really careful. We just broke this level. I think we're gonna create support to keep pushing up. So for everyone who participated, just thank you all for tuning in and thank you for I guess everyone learned some new thing because all we do on this live stream is just learning about new stuff. So I guess some people learn new stuff, and yeah, there's always gonna be learning every day. So thank you for tuning in. We had a good trade, GPJPY. I'll just correct this. Yeah, we had 28 pips move. So thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna be here tomorrow. See you at 1 a.m. and let's share ideas. Just like, subscribe, and share this page. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. See you all tomorrow.